ever, and just look at how two bigger and more successful artists just responded to their recent disses and set them straight. Well, they're not gonna like this one, so be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And now really, I have to say once again, as we are about to just tell everyone how Kendrick Lamar and SZA made the Iceman melt even more, and Nicki.
And the other thing too, I was gonna cover that top 5 situation. You know what I'm saying? What happened in coming over here? Drake's number one, you know what I mean, situation. And that's unfortunate because there's nothing to really glorify about it. But you can't come to a different country and call out people and not expect to get answered. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. At the same time, it was a very stupid thing he did. You know, yeah. That's another topic I don't know if I should get into. I've seen so many people on it, I was just like, let me just leave it alone. But let's see what's going on here, man.
Take another MTV TTF. Make sure to leave a like for that because they are really about to be mad. And now with that said, well, now when it comes to Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Nicki Minaj, and SZA. Now, after Drake did his little spite shows in London where he encouraged fans to chant F Kendrick Lamar and drank to that, and then said he is better than Kendrick still because no other artist can match him doing 3 nights of karaoke in a row. And then now following that up, Nicki Minaj just dissed SZA and went on a massive rant like we have never seen before, and as a result of
Time out. Let me pull back up here again, because I swear I heard that.
Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Nicki Minaj, and SZA. Now, after Drake did his little spite shows in London where he encouraged fans to chant F Kendrick Lamar and drank to that.
I didn't really know that part. I knew I heard that where he encouraged fans to say F. You know, when us reactors go like, we swear we've had enough for talking about this whole situation, and then he just puts fuel in the fire, and it just makes me believe that he's doing this on purpose. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm going to make y'all talk regardless if it's good or not. You going to talk. You're like, it's sad at this point. You know, yeah, that's wrong.
And then said he is better than Kendrick still because no other artist can match him doing 3 nights of karaoke in a row. And then now following that up, Nicki Minaj just dissed SZA and went on a massive rant like we have never seen before. And as a result of Nicki tapping in to diss the TDE tandem, now the Lawbury lovers and the Barbs have come together to just try and take down Kendrick and SZA and all of their accomplishments because they are so jealous of both of them. And now
Nicki, my girl, yeah. I got love for Nicki. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, Nicki. Nicki, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't say a bad thing. Like, she go crazy sometimes, though. She go off the rails sometimes, though. Sometimes she needs to chill. But still Nicki, though. But, like, I think she's a bit too loyal to a T. There's no such thing as too loyal. She's just loyal to the wrong people. Taking off beef sometimes that has nothing to do with her. But that's what it is, you know. When you're in a camp, you're loyal to the camp. I just think she's too loyal sometimes, man. Are loyal to the wrong people, man. That's wrong.
Despite a campaign to try and smear them, which again, from what Drake perpetuates over and over again, and what we just saw at Wireless Fest even, and then now on top of that, with Nicki Minaj calling them out for having fake streams, among so many other things that you can't even comprehend because they get so incoherent as well. Ultimately, with all of this, we are just seeing these two throw whatever remaining delusional criticisms they can at these people who are clearly more successful than them and just hope that any of it sticks in this last effort attempt to try and gain any sort of momentum in their careers. And now specifically with Nicki, after all of this and the essays we got from her where she was just skiing from post to post to keep annoying all of us and coming at SZA, Punch, Doechii, and TDE, and what we are still seeing because it's still getting worse.
That I need to really jump on Twitter. I'm missing out. You know, I just don't. I'm just not really into Twitter like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I need to get on Twitter and start treating it like it's some kind of news outpost because there's like all this stuff of people tweeting. I didn't know she was doing all this, so she was trolling them, yeah.
It is at the point with now how long these disses have been going and how many things she's just throwing out there I mean, first off, when we look at some of these things, not just is anybody actually reading through these frantic words which mean absolutely nothing, but they truly get so disjointed and again incoherent that it is showing that something is seriously wrong. It's to the point where once again, we all know she's doing MTB TTFs and now
She's
with
trolling,
this
yeah.
angry delusion. All the angry and delusional fans have come out to annoy the current king of rap and SZA more than ever, and with this, well, now in this time where tensions are definitely rising once again in the rap game, Kendrick Lamar and SZA did what they do best, which was respond in the most proper way that they possibly could. Which, first off, and I think this is a lesson that a lot of artists are going to have to learn just in terms of how to model yourselves going forward from these controversies, which is to not get lost within the social media games or antics and then doing something that would be unrespectable and that could make you look just as lame as the person you're dissing.
Yeah, but then it don't really apply to someone who knows all of that and still continues to do such things just to be spoken about, just to be at the forefront of a conversation, just to deliberately make themselves the elephant in the room. Them rules don't apply to.
And of course, for Kendrick Lamar, what he has become the gold standard of is compared to another artist, especially like Nicki, but also even Drake, who use their social media pages to spread conspiracies, share their delusions, and overall just embarrass themselves. Kendrick keeps his page as this super clean place where he is only ever releasing music and moments that are going to change people's lives. And so seemingly as a result of this, what Kendrick ended up leading for both Drake and what SZA now followed in for Nicki was a response that swung off by delivering more amazing shows, and within them giving us some surprises that told us a lot about where all of this is going. And now first off with King Kendrick Lamar, well now after Drake was really thinking that he did something after these wireless shows and thought that he was going to get back on top because he finally did have a series of shows that didn't have to be canceled, which I guess that's a good job for his standards. Well, now following this up with now the two most recent shows that Kendrick Lamar has done, which happened right after Drake dissed him and did all these ridiculous things.
And the numbers are different. I mean, Wireless is still good, but like, man just did Ajax Stadium over in Amsterdam, which holds about 57,000. And then they had to take away, I heard they said they took away 6,000, whether it was that was for the stage, etc. So let's just call it 50, you know what I'm saying? Man, that's still a big number, you know? I need to go check the numbers, because I'm sure Drake was pulling these numbers like a couple of years ago when he was in his prime. But I'm not too sure if he was doing stadiums or arenas. Because arenas hold like maybe like 20, 25, where stadiums could be like 50 to 100,000.
There. Well, now for the people who actually want to know the truth of what is going on and who are in rap music, well, just to enjoy rap music and not for all of the ridiculous gimmicks, which is even crazy that that's something we need to say. Well, again, for all these people who actually like the art of what they are in, Kendrick Lamar just put on shows with everybody looking that showed the difference between somebody who just sings on stage and performs for a festival that already was going to sell out anyway and only does it for clout, and then a real true generational artist who can fill up not just arenas but stadiums in literally every single place he goes. And now with Kendrick Lamar performing right after Drake and not too far from Wireless Fest and London with the first show he did in Amsterdam, well really between Kendrick already being one of the best live performers in music.
I honestly feel after this I ain't gonna be covering this no more. But then every time I think I'm not gonna be covering anything to do with Drake, Kendrick, whatever, Drake goes and does some again. And that's why I'm convinced this is all a ploy or play. Yeah, to stay relevant. I mean, if they're going to kick me while I'm down, well, shoot. Might as well give them something to talk about. I'm already down. They're going to kick me anyways. You know them ones, it's either that or his PR team needs firing. They need sacked a bunch of them, or you just have a bunch of yes men around you who ain't afraid to go like, yo, fam, that ain't it. That definitely ain't it. You know what I mean? So
in hip-hop really ever, the fuel that Drake seemingly added that at the very least all of the fans saw, and then just with crowds out here which are more engaged and active than ever. Overall, after Drake thought he did something with the footage of Aiden Ross and Kevin Durant standing around while he stood around on stage with other guests standing around on stage while their backing vocals played their biggest songs for people to try and stand around and sing to. Well, compared to this snooze fest, Kendrick just put what in comparison looked like amateur hour to its end, as not just were the Kendrick smash hit songs like Alright and Family Ties making the crowd move more than we have ever seen with anything Drake has done, because just look at this for a second, and then really seriously try to compare this to this. But now beyond just this, how Kendrick Lamar makes the entire world move more than Drake ever could, despite Kendrick sticking true to the sound of the West Coast and Drake trying to copy the sound of literally everywhere in the world, was absolutely monumental and was very telling about who is in the driver's seat in every sense of the word, as really when we look at the show that Kendrick did, the fans here just moved more for a rapper than I have almost ever seen with any show ever, to be honest. And just to put this into perspective, what really showed this off.
And the whole crowd has been taking part. Interaction between SZA, K-Dot, and the crowd. It's crazy, bro. Amsterdam, I swear they had to have like a special seating area, which wasn't seating areas, for where they had the mosh pit. You didn't go inside there unless, you know what I'm saying, you were mosh pit worthy or mosh pit ready. Yo, that's serious, bro. Yo, that is serious.
Was when Kendrick Lamar performed Reincarnated, which in of itself, the fact that Kendrick is even playing this song in stadiums around the world is a flex, and shows that while Drake may really think he is good for playing all the songs that he made chase numbers for 3 nights in a row, well, Kendrick Lamar could do the same thing with ease, because he doesn't just need to do karaoke to get by, but he can literally bring an album track to life in a way that the crowd will move more than for another artist's biggest hits. And I say this, and I'm not just pulling this out of nowhere, because this actually happened, is when Kendrick Lamar did a track that is not a hit song by any means, but a deep album track that is not meant for turning up to. And now, before we look at what Kendrick just did to get all of these crash outs away from him, let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself wondering whether a message or somebody trying to reach you was real or a scam?
You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying, it's reached a state now where it's just, it's sad. You know? Yeah, the pinnacle of hip hop or rap or whatever you want to call it. We can't even say none of the above, really. But your career, and you lost one battle, and you decide to crash out. I'm just, you know, I don't think there's any coming back from it. I don't think there's any rejuvenating his career from the ashes. I think it's time to take a break, sit back, and let the new generation start take over. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yeah,